Okay, I'd like to call to order the regular City Council meeting of Monday, April 22nd, 2024 at 6 p.m. Ms. Hillman, can I have the roll call, please?
Yes, sir. Lance Smith. Kenneth Burgess.
Here.
Mayor Monson.
Here.
Jody Wilkerson.
Here.
Charles Proctor.
Here.
Steve Spina.
Here.
Matthew Maggart.
Here.
William Poe.
Here.
Okay, at this time, we're going to have the invocation by Debbie Murray, President of the East Pasco Republican Club, and we'll follow that with the Pledge of Allegiance.
Thank you. Good evening. Bow our heads, please. Dear Heavenly Father, we're gathered here tonight to listen and respond to the shaping of ideas and strategies for this thriving community. Thank you for every seat that has been filled here today, for each mind and heart that fills the presence of this room. We thank you. We ask you, Lord, to lift up our military, active and non-active, along with our law enforcement and firefighters and first responders, to remain safe and continue in strength and faith for all the unselfish support that they do for others unconditionally. Lord, please give us the strength in this growing community to view the vision and accept through faith that will make a difference that is needed to keep our community safe and solid. We offer prayers with thanksgiving to our city and county leadership. We appreciate the beauty and challenges set before our leaders in working through the opportunities provided that lead to and embrace our community, so all generations may embrace this growing community. Bless all these folks here tonight and keep them safe in their return travels home. In closing, Lord, I share a prayer we all need to be reminded of. God, grant us the serenity to accept the things we cannot change, the courage to change the things we can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Living one day at a time, enjoying one moment at a time, accepting hardship as a pathway to peace, accepting as Jesus did this sinful world as it is, not as I would have it, trusting that God will make all things right. Lord, we ask all of these things in your name. Amen.
Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Amen.
Thank you, Ms. Murray, for that invocation. At this time, if I can ask everybody to silence your phones, and all people that are here, there will be time on the agenda for citizens to speak or comments. And at that time, you will have 3 minutes to deliver those comments, and so that will be towards the end of the agenda. Right now, the mayor has several things for us tonight, so I'm going to turn it over to the mayor at this time.
All right, thank you. First of all, we're excited to have our Boy Scouts here. It's a great night to be here. You kind of get to see what happens when we have an election, and then we put the people into action. So you get to kind of see that in action tonight, and we're excited that you get to do that. So first we're going to make a motion, right? I'm going to ask to accept the canvassing votes. There were 1,229 votes cast for councilperson seat 3. Sam Turgeon received 559 votes, and Jody Wilkerson received 670 votes. We ask to move to accept this canvassing of votes.
I make a motion that we accept the canvassing. Second.
I have a motion and a second to accept the canvassing of the vote. All in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? Motion passed unanimously.
There were 1,224 votes cast for councilperson seat number 5. Manny Funes received 480 votes, and Charles Edward Proctor received 744 votes. I ask that we move to accept the canvassing votes.
I move that we accept the candidate votes for seat number 5.
I'll second.
I have a motion and a second to accept the votes for seat number 5. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passed unanimously. Thank you very much.
Congratulations to both of you.
Thank you.
Great great job. Miss Lori is going to administer the oath of office. She's going to start with Councilwoman Jody Wilkerson.
Councilwoman Wilkerson, if you'll raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Jody Wilkerson, a citizen of the state of Florida, and of the United States of America, and being an officer of the city of Zephyrhills, and a recipient of public funds as such officer, do solemnly swear that I will support, protect and defend the Constitution and government of the United States of America, the state of Florida, and the city of Zephyrhills, against all enemies, domestic and foreign, and that I will bear true faith, loyalty, and allegiance to the same, and that I will faithfully perform all the duties of the office of Council Seat 3 of Zephyrhills, of which I am about to enter. So help me God. You did great.
All right, next.
You're next. Charles Edward Proctor, if you can raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Charles Edward Proctor, a citizen of the state of Florida, and of the United States of America, and being an officer of the city of Zephyrhills, and a recipient of public funds as such officer, and a recipient of public funds as such officer, do solemnly swear that I will support, protect, and defend the Constitution and government of the United States of America, the state of Florida, and the city of Zephyrhills, against all enemies, domestic and foreign, and that I will bear true faith, loyalty, and allegiance to the same, and that I will faithfully perform all the duties of the office of Council Seat 5 of Zephyrhills, of which I am about to enter. So help me God. Congratulations.
You tell me.
I guess I'll just take it from here.
Perfect.
All right, and as the mayor said, welcome to the Boy Scouts that are here. We don't do this every meeting, so we're here for a special one for sure. And congratulations to both of you. It'd be an honor to serve with you guys continuing forward.
Thank you.
At this time, we're going to do a reorganization of the council officers. And so right now, we have a president and vice president, and we're going to kind of reorganize that tonight. So that's the next order of business. So I will turn it over to the council at this time.
I recommend that Kenneth Burgess be nominated as president.
I'll second.
I have a motion and a second to nominate Kenneth Burgess, myself, as president for the upcoming term. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passed unanimously. And just for your information, I'm the vice president that's coming in, so that's why I'm here sitting as president, because he's not here. So now it's official. All right, so now we need a vice president.
I Nominate Charles Proctor as Vice President.
I'll second.
I have a motion to second for a nomination of Charles Proctor for Vice President of the Council. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? And that motion passed unanimously. And by the way, I didn't know that Councilman Proctor had such a royal-sounding name, Charles Edward Proctor.
My father's fault.
Okay, the next order of business is the council member liaison appointments. So I will just go ahead and explain that real quick for those that are sitting here. There's different organizations that we sit on the boards of and represent the city at these various organizations. So I don't know, can we do it all at once, or do we have to do them individually if everybody wants to remain where they're at, or is there any, how do we want to do that?
You can make a motion if you want to, just one motion if you want to keep them the way they are.
Does anybody have anything that they, want to do different, or, I mean, I'm okay with, I like the TDC, I'll still represent there.
Good. with
Let me
mine.
just say who everybody is, and then we can see if we agree.
Okay.
Okay, so Councilmember Proctor is the liaison to the Ridge League of Cities. Mayor Monson is the Chamber of Commerce representative. Councilwoman Wilkerson is the Main Street representative. Councilman Smith is the Metropolitan Planning Organization representative. I'm the alternate to the Metropolitan Planning Organization, and Council President Burgess is the Tourist Development Council representative.
And again, as Councilman Spina said, everybody all right with where they're at?
I am.
I make a motion that we stay where we're at. Motion.
Think so. We're having an appointment.
Second that.
Okay, I have a motion to have all of the council members remain in their appointments as listed here right now. All in favor? Say aye. Opposed? Motion passed unanimously. All right, we're through those formalities and on to the consent items, consent agenda. We have 4 consent agenda items. They can all be approved as one, or if any council members chooses to pull one for further discussion, we will do this at this time.
Mr. President, I move to approve the consent agenda items 2.1 through 2.4.
Second.
I have a motion and a second to approve all 4 consent agenda items. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The motion passed unanimously. And again, for clarification, consent agenda items are things that we've already somewhat discussed and are just all lumped together and voted on at one time. We are on to the business items, a public hearing, 3.1, and I will turn it over to our city attorney, I believe, at this time.
On 3.1. Providing for a, lost my place, large-scale comprehensive plan amendment to the future land use map, changing from county IL to IN industrial, in the zoning designation from county AC to LI light industrial for approximately 72.866 acres of real property located south of 6th Avenue, west of Chancey Road, and east of the city of Zephyrhills Airport, and having real estate ID number 072622000000100012, providing for severability, conflicts, and an effective date. This is a public hearing.
Okay, and as this is a public hearing, I'm going to open up the public hearing and ask if there's anyone here to speak on this item.
No,
Is everyone
sir.
signed up? Anybody wish to speak to this item? Seeing none, I'm going to close the public hearing. And now, council, I'll turn it over to the council.
Mr. President, I move that City Council approve ordinance number 1467-23 on its second reading.
I'll second.
Motion and second to approve ordinance number 1467-23 on the second reading. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passed unanimously. Thank you. And we are on to the planning director's report. And I believe that will be our, nope,
Orville? Oh,
we have a, and if you could just state your name for the record, please.
I'm Tommy Lee Hunt, the GIS Community Planner with the city, and today we'll be doing the final plat for Charters Crossing subdivision. And just to note that this project was approved prior to the approval of the moratorium last year. Next slide. So this project is located west of Gall Boulevard, just north of Phelps Road Properties, and it's bordered by Terabella Avenue to the north. It is roughly 30 acres, and it's slated for 89 single-family rental units. The final plat was reviewed by the city staff, the city's surveyor of record, our engineering consultants with BGE, acting as our engineer of record, and the city's attorney. City staff, the surveyor of record, and the city attorney has reviewed and found that this final plat and all related documents are in compliance and are legally sufficient. And this city's engineer consultants have found the cost estimates to be accurate. This project includes a conservation easement into the northern portion of the property, which is outlined in blue on the image. This is a perpetual easement, so this area would not be able to be developed at any point in the future. And the entrance to the project can be seen at the location noted by the red dot. Next slide. Additionally, remediation was done to the pond to rectify considerable issues that occurred in the past. If there are any questions regarding this, I will defer to the engineer on this project, Mr. Cornelison, who's here. Yes. Okay, so for council's execution, we'll be asking for the subdivider agreements. There are two, one regarding the maintenance bond, which is for all the infrastructure that was installed within this subdivision. The other is for the performance bond, which is for all the landscaping that will be installed throughout the subdivision and in the conservation easement. The conservation easement itself, and then the plat mylar. Do we have any questions?
Mr. President? So you mentioned that the issues that we had that were documented have been resolved. Mr. Poe, have you been out to the site recently, and have you determined that that's a true statement, specifically as it relates to water retention and the effectiveness of the retention pond and the materials that were used for the riprap, et cetera?
I have been to the site. I know the pond has been desilted. I would have to defer to the engineer and to the property owner to tell us that. I have not gone out. My expertise, I don't know. I can't answer that question.
Okay. Anyone have any objection to hearing this?
I'm just going to say, I would ask for the engineer to come up, please. And again, if you can state your name and address for the record, please.
Frank Cornelison Engineering Design, 7810 Gall Boulevard. The pond's been desilted, so I mean, as you know, they were using it for kind of erosion control during.
I'm sorry, I can't hear you, sir. Could you speak closer to the microphone? Thank you.
How's that better? Yeah. As you know, they were using it for erosion control during the construction. All of that's been removed. All that material's been out of there. I mean, if you look at it now, it's perfect. So, I mean, it looks great. I mean, it's dry. They've actually went in and put some seed and mulch down it, and plus the other thing that's helping is they've graded out the entire subdivision and everything else. All of the lots now have been seeded and mulched.
So they've been seeded and mulched, so there's actually grass growing in there, is that?
I don't think it's growing yet because they're putting in the irrigation right now.
Okay.
So as the irrigation goes in, I'm sure that seed will get a little better. Plus, it's a little bit dry right now.
The goal would be that perhaps grow before the rainy season.
Right,
That would be the ideal. The other thing is, remember, we talked a little bit about the quality of the riprap that was used, that there were some concerns about the fact that there was rebar and some other kind of trash in those areas.
That's all been removed. I don't think anybody's had any issues with it. think the last time there was some issue regarding the sand that was in the bottom of the swale, that we showed that was all done. There was some beach sand. I mean, it's like down there, and then the riprap, as far as I know, everything's been cleaned out.
Okay, great.
Have you visited the site,
Yeah, it was
like
there just a
recently?
while ago.
Today? Okay, good. And it looks good to you?
Yeah, I mean, as they build houses, I'm sure there's going to be maintenance that they're going to have to do along, over the time. But, I mean, right now, it looks perfect.
I mean, the pond and
Yeah,
the
it
road,
looks
everything
really
looks
good.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right.
So we haven't had any more problems with runoff since the last major one?
I hate to go into all that because we've gone through that. I mean, the first time, they hadn't done anything on the site, so
Yeah.
what ran off was
No,
not
no,
even
Craig,
us.
his question is, since the last time.
Yeah.
We've not had any other issues.
Yes. Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I don't, to be honest with you, I think since that pond's been there, I don't think this water's even come off the
Yeah.
site, ever. So,
Ever?
I mean, right now, I mean, the last time, I think it was water coming down the site, and and what comes
pond.
around, it's nothing to do with the subdivision.
Do you know if the company has settled with the property owner to the south?
That I
or
do not know.
Okay. Are you with Trotters? Can we see you too?
Joe Gattuso. My home address is 4851 West Gandy Boulevard, Tampa, Florida 33611, and I am the Director of Land Development for AMH Development.
Have the problems with the overflow to the property owner to the south, have those been resolved?
That we have not been resolved, no. They're working on it.
The-
We're still
the-
working.
You're working on the,
I'm not working on it. My legal team is, I have nothing to do with it.
okay, but the actual physical issues are resolved from the site to from what Craig said?
Yeah, I mean, there's no, like I said, I can't remember. It's been a year since the water's even come over that. I mean, I think the last, what was it, a hurricane during the construction was the only time the water ever came out of that pond. So, no, there's not been any water come out of that pond.
We had a significant rain event probably 2 or 3 nights ago, if you all remember,
You just
and
dry as a bone right now.
and it was fine. Okay.
I can show you pictures. I took pictures if you want to see them.
No, if you're telling me that everything was fine and that the water retention pond is fine, then I'm okay with that. Wouldn't stand here and tell me that if it weren't true, so.
Plus, I mean, I will tell you, they did some, kind of work with a contractor in the geotech. They kind of put in some rock, I don't know what you call them, chimney, I don't know, little drains that they put in to kind of help with some of the percolation on that pond, just above and beyond. So you'll see these little humps out there. Those are actually kind of a rock. I don't know what you want to call them.
Like
I don't know
57
the word
rock
for
that's
'em.
on top of them? There's like 57 rock on them?
Correct.
All right. I did see that when I went out on Friday.
did, or-
I had no idea what it was, but yes.
So
Yeah, because the
those-
percolation, that's the important part, is that
That's
the
to
water
help
comes
with the
down, it
percolation.
stays in the pond, and then it percolates and doesn't just stand. And you just told me that you were there today and you didn't see any
Yeah, there's no
standing
water.
water. I've done.
You know, last question I have, this may be for Billy. Billy, we approved this, what, almost 3 years ago? Long before the moratorium?
Long before the moratorium, correct.
Okay, thank you.
All right, my only question, I guess this would be for the city attorney. We have a conservation easement that has been discussed, again, going back those 3 years. I just see that where it's highlighted, where the establishment of a perpetual conservation easement is being reviewed concurrently by the city attorney. So are we not, I'm not quite understand what
No,
that means.
That's been reviewed. It should be a part of your packet.
Okay. All right, it was just highlighted there, that's why I was,
Yeah,
Checking to see.
it's in the packet.
okay.
I'm sorry, yeah.
All right.
That may have been old language, but yeah, it's been done now.
Does anybody have any other discussion or questions for Tommy Lee? Or on this project in particular? And again, this is just to reiterate, this is a project that was approved several years ago, and it's just been kind of an ongoing thing, so at this time, I believe we've already closed the public hearing, so I guess we can go ahead and entertain a motion.
Are these 4 items all one motion?
I think the way they're listed on the agenda, approving the business item would approve all of them.
That would be the plat and, yeah, okay.
So to make the motion, we're going to say we approve the Trotters Crossing final plat. We're not
For
going to get
business
into
item,
the other
yeah.
things.
Yeah,
Right.
public hearing 3.1.
Make a motion to approve Trotters Crossing final.
I'll second.
I have a motion and a second to approve business item 4.1. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion passed unanimously. And thank you, Tommy Lee.
Thank you.
You did a good job.
Good job.
All right. City manager's report. On to the city manager.
It is that time of year that we begin thinking about the next budget year. So we would like to schedule a visioning workshop with council to learn what your vision is for the next year, what projects you would like to see started, completed, worked on. So we would like to schedule a workshop to discuss that.
This will help us, this will give council input into the budget, because have you started the budget already, or
We
you
have
do
not.
that really in June, don't you?
Yeah, we have not started it.
So this will be an opportunity for us to kind of have input into projects for next year. I think it's a good idea. I think maybe we have 3 weeks between the next meeting, because we have a 5th Monday in April this year. So do you want to do it like May 5th, something like that?
May 5th is a Sunday.
Well, May 6th.
Okay.
I'm probably over.
I'm okay with it.
I'm
Then-
on vacation, sorry. Sorry, I'll be on vacation that evening, but,
You could do it next week,
yeah.
or, no, that's kind of close. We don't have a meeting the end of May.
Correct.
So we could do it,
Mid-May, right?
The week before that
we
last
could do it the
meeting?
20th then, May 20th, is that the next?
Is that a regular
I could
meeting?
do May,
No, the regular meeting is,
May 13th.
I wouldn't mind doing it during a regular meeting, but I mean, we'll do what we got to do.
well, last time we did it during a regular meeting, we didn't get done.
Yeah.
So we don't have a meeting the 27th, we have a meeting the 13th. So we could do it the 20th, a workshop the 20th.
That's
Will
a
you be
Monday.
back?
yes.
20th is good for me.
And yeah, we definitely don't want to rush this. And we do need a little time to be
Yes.
prepared too. So is that sound all right, May 20th?
Does that give you enough?
That is fine. Yes.
Okay. I guess, are you
What
guys?
time would you like to do it?
are you guys
Sorry,
doing-
I was looking at different dates, and I'm trying to remember, I have to ask you about another workshop. So,
Do we want to wait till 6? Do you want to start it at 5 and maybe get out earlier, or how you guys want to do
5
it?
o'clock? 5 o'clock?
May, I mean, for me, I never know, you know. My customers come whenever they want to pick up, so usually I'm done by 5. Then I need to shower. Probably be good.
No. 5:30?
I think we can make that work.
Way everybody could be here? 5:30, May 20th.
5:30, May 20th, got it. Okay. The second item is, part of the moratorium, or during the moratorium, we chose to look at the transportation impact fees, park impact fees, and public safety impact fees. That study has been completed, and it takes 2 public hearings to approve those ordinances. However, because there's a state statute, if you increase your rates by more than 25%, you have to implement it over a period of time, a number of years. There's an exception to that, and it's extraordinary circumstances, and you can increase your fees 100% year 1. The catch to that is you have to have 2 workshops prior to the first reading. So we would like to maybe have a workshop prior to the May 13th meeting, and then maybe on the 20th, we could tag along, depending on what the length is. I can't imagine that it's real long. And then have our hearings the month of June. So get those ordinances, or those impact fees in place by the end of June.
So regardless, we would have to have the 2 workshops, or only if we go 25%, more than 25%? And we're proposing more than 25% increases?
If you go 25% for new construction, yes, you have to implement it over at least a 2-year period. So based on the extraordinary circumstance, or if we want to go the extraordinary circumstance route, which is what we recommend, staff recommends, you would have to do the workshops. Yes.
Okay. And so and you recommend that, so that's, kind of what we're going by. Obviously, you guys have looked at the fee schedule and have an understanding of what we're trying to accomplish, so.
Correct. And we can do the first workshop, we can look at it, and council can make a decision, no, we don't want to go that route, and we would not need to have the second workshop at that point.
Okay, so, all right, so the workshop, it's to be an advertised meeting and all, correct?
Correct.
Okay. And you're proposing doing it before the May 13th meeting?
I'd like to.
And so we would do that at 5 to give us enough time for discussion and so forth?
Correct.
Okay. Any objections or any other comments on that?
What date would that be? Can we discuss?
13th.
It's May 13th, it's the Monday, it's our next council
Next regular
meeting.
scheduled council meeting.
We would start at 5, is that what you're saying?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
Yep.
so
5:30.
And we would tag along, probably, if council so decides, we would do our second workshop on the 20th, on the back side of the visioning, or the front side.
Well, do you
whichever.
anticipate if we do the first workshop, second workshop, it'd probably go fairly quickly? Would we want to could we move it to the front of that so we could have more time to discuss,
We could move it to the front of that, or we could
Well, I
do
guess
it prior to the first reading, whatever agenda, I think that's the June 10th, we would move it to the front of that meeting, because both workshops,
Okay.
have to be completed prior to
All right.
the first hearing. So if we get through the 13th, then we can discuss the second hearing on the date.
Right, but it shouldn't be a problem to do at the same time we're doing some of our goals or visioning.
Yeah, I don't think it should be, but let's see how the first workshop goes and how long that takes.
Okay. And then we were, okay.
all right, so
I have a question about the goal. When will you be getting the Parks Master Plan back? When will that be coming back?
Well, we're sending out the survey. I believe the survey went out last week, or I believe it was the middle of last week. So we have to get those back. I don't have a date in front of me, sorry. That's all I have.
Other? Have anything else on your? All right. City Attorney's report.
Thank you, Mr. President. I have one item, business item 6.1, first reading of resolution number 823-24, resolution of the City Council of the City of Zephyrhills, Florida, authorizing the City Council of the City of Zephyrhills to participate in a joint meeting of the Municipal Association of Pasco to discuss matters of mutual interest and providing for an effective date.
All right. Council?
I move that we approve Resolution 823-24, participating in the MAP meeting.
Second.
Have a motion and a second to approve resolution number 823-24. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passed unanimously. Okay, we have come to the portion of the agenda for citizens' comments, but real quick before we do that, I want to thank the Boy Scouts for being out here, and I think everybody's still awake, so that's a good thing. But it does seem kind of boring in a lot of times, but things we're doing up here actually affect you guys, your lives in some manner. So you may not know the total impact yet, but so I really appreciate the fact you're here learning a little bit, and we'd like to see some of you come some other meetings too, because sometimes they're a little more exciting and fun than tonight. All right, so.
And the mayor has a youth council that,
Yeah, have
you should give her that.
have you
There's your
talked?
plug.
There you go. Okay, so citizen comments right now. Ms. Hillman, has anybody signed up to speak?
No, sir.
Does anybody like to speak on any item? All right, seeing none, I will move on to the mayor announcements.
Well, thank you for teeing that one up. So again, thank you guys for coming. Kind of a neat thing. You now see when you vote, you see these people voted, and these are the people that they put into office, and this is how they come into office. So it's kind of a neat little exercise in government for you. So I have a new youth council, and I need a few more good people. And I would love to have any of you that would like to be part of the youth council. You can be anywhere from 7th grade all the way to 12th grade. Go to a Zephyrhills school or an area school, okay, in our area. Private school, charter school, homeschooled, any parts of that you will qualify for that. With it, you'll get service hours. You'll learn more about your city government. You'll also be able to have when you go to apply for college, you get to have great recommendations from your city council and your mayor for college recommendations and for anything, even job recommendations. So if you would be interested, I need you. I need your voice, because we need to know what the youth want in our city, not just what we grown-ups want. We want to hear what you guys need and what you would like to see in our community. So if you'd like, talk to your parents. On the city website, City of Zephyrhills, there's an application. It takes just a few minutes to fill out the application, and it'll come straight to me and Miss Lori, and then we'll take it from there, okay? So thank you, guys. I hope I see one or two in the next 2 days. That would be pretty awesome. So thank you. The other thing I wanted to, I didn't get to go to the Garden Club luncheon because I was ill this last weekend, but I wanted to publicly thank the Garden Club. I know they're not here, and they did a luncheon for Public Works, right? And was it a great one? They usually have a great.
From what I heard, it was a great.
Oh, you weren't there either?
I was at the career fair.
Okay.
I was there.
Okay.
And I had everybody's share of eclair cake
Ooh.
for dessert. So
Well, I
it
should
was
have had
very
you
good.
I should have had you bring
It
me
was
back
great.
some stuff.
All the Public Works crew came in. They provided a great meal as always, and they thanked our guys for what they do, our guys and girls for what they do, and everybody seemed to enjoy it.
Great. I always love when our community comes together and does good things. And Chief, I know I just wanted to publicly thank your officers over there, Officer Healy. You know, we had a situation in a community that escalated. They were on top of it. They worked hard. This is our police department in action, and they solved a big problem, and they did it very well, and I personally appreciate it, because I don't have a dozen emails every day right now, so I appreciate it, and I appreciate you putting the communities first. So thank you very much, and that's all I have.
Thank you, Mayor. City Manager's announcements.
Two things. I want to thank HR. They did put on a great career fair Friday afternoon. Well attended, much better than I anticipated. I expected to see 4 or 5 people come in, and there was a stack of applications like this at the end of the day. So, you know, thank you to HR, thank you to department heads who stopped in. And then reminder that the MPO, Metropolitan Planning Organization, is having an open house type meeting Wednesday night from starting at 5 p.m. at Alice Hall. So to talk about long-range planning. So we encourage, the citizens and council to attend that and provide your input. That's all I have.
All right. City Attorney?
Nothing from me, thank you.
All right, we're on to the City Council. We'll start with newly re-elected Councilwoman Wilkerson.
Thank you so much. I know that we had a mobility workshop on Thursday. Unfortunately, I was feeling a little bit under the weather, and I missed the luncheon on Friday, too. But I just wanted to thank our planning department and also HR. I heard a lot of great things about the job fair, and I'm delighted to have the opportunity to serve the citizens of our community for another 4 years. Thank you.
Councilman Proctor?
Well, first of all, I'd like to thank you all for coming. It's great to see a full house. Usually, just a few people show up. So it's really nice to see the place filled up. And like the mayor said, if any of you are interested in getting involved in the youth council, I think it would be a great opportunity for y'all and a good lesson in how government and how city government works. City government affects your life probably more in some ways than the federal government. So anyway, thank you all for coming.
Thank you. I'd like to recognize Todd for the planning meeting they had Thursday. We had a full house. It was very interactive, so we got a lot of comments from citizens. I'd like to let Chief know that I had a citizen compliment the police to me today, telling me that she was involved in a domestic issue at her house, and the police came and were very responsive and were very helpful to her. So that's always good to hear. And thank you guys for coming. It's good to see you here, and I think that's all I have.
Thank you. And I would like to thank the Boy Scout leaders that are here, because these are the guys that are volunteering their time to help shape young minds in a good way. So appreciate you guys. And one other thing, a note, maybe some of you know or don't know, but County Commissioner Gary Bradford passed away. And good man, and so just keep him in your thoughts at this time and his family. And if there's nothing else, then I'm going to adjourn the meeting. Oh, there is something else.
Would you like to bring the Boy Scouts up to take a picture with
That would be
council
great.
after the meeting?
Guys, line right up here. And
So we're still adjourned,
yeah.
Are we going out there?
I don't know. We'll stand up, I guess.
Adjourn, though. Behind